Who set up this meeting anyway?
My secretary said Hartley called.
I've got a writer waiting in my office.
Steve, maybe you know. What's all this about?
Just another turn of the screw.
Huh?
Literary illusion. I've never asked you, do you read?
Hello, everyone. Hope we didn't keep you waiting. This is Ron Bayless from the Claims Division of Grable Life.
Ron, what are you doing here?
Taking care of business.
I know most of you expected to see Mr. Hartley, but he had a scheduling conflict and suggested that we use Edward's office. In a way, it's very fitting because this is about Edward Graham.
Must be his insurance policy. Somebody is about to get very lucky.
It is my duty to discharge the Grable Life obligation by presenting this check for $5 million to Edward Graham's sole beneficiary, Miss Lori Graham.
5 million?
My God.
I don't believe it. You're sure?
Positive. Miss Graham, do you accept this check?
Yes, sir, I do.
I think I just lost an assistant.
Well, you have, Steve, but not quite the way you think. Lieutenant Acosta?
Miss Graham, or whatever your name is, I have a Jane Doe warrant for your arrest for insurance fraud. You have the right to remain silent.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about a clever plan to take advantage of Edward Graham's grief and vulnerability after his wife's death. A plan that almost worked.
You're crazy. All of you. This is my money. Uncle Edward left it to me. I have every right to it.
That's not exactly true. You said something to me in the park that stuck in my mind. His death must have been a terrible shock.
It happened so fast. It was like losing my dad all over again. He went just as quickly when he had his heart attack.
It was only later that I remembered what Edward had told me about his half-brother.
I'd lost track of Charles until someone from the family called me and told me he died from some lingering disease out in Oregon.
I never said that. You don't know what you're talking about.
Wrong, Laurie. But there's a lot more to it, and I'm sure that your partner can fill in the details. Right, Leonard?
Me? Mrs. Fletcher,
Let me tell you how it came together for me, Leonard. I was sitting at a computer in Dr. Santana's office checking his patient list to see if there was anybody else on it who was also in Graham's life. There was an L. Ambler. You, Leonard.
What is this? So you saw my name on the computer. That doesn't prove anything except that I was seeing a therapist. Steve's name was there, too.
But only you had access to Edward's insurance policy, while Dr. Santana, through cunning manipulation, had access to his mind, and together you conspired to kill Edward. Whether he jumped or was pushed, it was still murder. And yesterday afternoon, I suspect it was you who killed Santana, so you wouldn't have to share the insurance money.
This is outrageous.
Shut up. Let the lady finish, Ambler.
After Beth Graham died, you submitted to the insurance company the name of Edward's new beneficiary, Lori Graham.
She's talking about this.
Graham gave me the name. That's his signature.
Note the date, March the 2nd. Now, this is the letter that is supposedly from Lori Graham to her Uncle Edward. Now, the postmark is quite clear. March the 5th. In other words, Edward Graham submitted the name of his niece 3 days before he ever heard of her. Now, how do you explain that, Leonard?
We checked the signature, Leonard. It was forged.
Leonard Ambler, you're under arrest for conspiring to commit murder.
With Dr. Santana, not with me. I didn't have anything to do with it. I was an out-of-work actress. Leonard met me while I was waiting tables. He asked me if I wanted to play a part that would make me rich.
Be quiet, damn you.
The whole thing was his idea. He had the doctor brainwash Graham and then give him a code. He'd hear on the phone and do whatever he was told. Like jump off the roof. Getting a guy to commit suicide was one thing, but if he couldn't do it, Leonard was ready for that too. Leonard did it. He killed Graham, and then he killed Dr. Santana, so he wouldn't have to split the money. They used me. I didn't know what I was doing.
I doubt that. Being an actress, it was probably your voice on the tape urging Graham to kill himself.
Exactly.